Hello everyone, I'm Ida. Today we are going to give you a presentation about impression management and earning restatement. First, we want to tell you what is earning restatement and what is impression management, and why we need earning restatement. Then we will give you a case about Merrill Lynch. First, what is impression management? It's a process that you try to influence others' opinion about you or your company. In financial report, you should emphasize the good news and take credit for it. For example, you can use pictures or bright color to express the information. And for negative news, try to find an external excuse, such as economic recession or Brexit. And also, try to tell them the bad news through a technical language, not that directly. As for earning restatement, it's a process that you amend the statement of previous year with new information or new economic or new accounting principle. Then Daryl will tell you why we need earning restatement.
Hi, I'm Daryl, and today I'll be talking about why managers engage in earning restatements. In terms of social perspective, managers are regarded as self-interested, rational decision makers. Also, managers may respond to the concerns of various stakeholders and to comply to society's rules and norms. Next, I'll be talking about economical perspective. Managers usually operate in an environment in which their financial wealth and bonuses are linked to their financial performance. This means that they would usually convey good performance clearer than those conveying bad performances. Also, managers' motive to provide corporate narrative disclosures and to engage in earnings restatements are driven by utility maximization, such as increase in bonuses and salary. Lastly, I'll be talking about psychological perspective. Managers usually give biased performance explanations in order to enhance their own self-esteem needs. Also, one of the main responsibilities of managers is to maximize shareholders' wealth. This might mean that shareholders will put a lot of pressure on managers, which means it might affect the decision of managers. And now, Leo will talk about the case study of Merrill Lynch.
Here we start the case study. Merrill Lynch is a wealth management company which was founded in 1914 and acquired by Bank of America in 2009. Its main business includes banking, securities, investment, clearing, and insurance. It employs over 15,000 financial advisors and manages $2.2 trillion in client assets. According to the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission 2016, Merrill Lynch has admitted wrongdoing and paid $415 million for misusing customer cash and putting customer securities at risk. In impression management, we regard this as addressing responsibility to redeem company's reputation and impede employees from voluntarily providing information to the commission. Now I'll pass to Gary.
Hi, I'm Gary. I'm here to talk about what Merrill Lynch did for addressing consequences in impression management. This is also a kind of positive act in acclaiming. For the case of rule violation, they have admitted wrongful transactions. Eventually, they decided to implement a mandatory annual whistleblower training program. What they are trying to do in this program is agreeing to provide employee an annual summary of their rights and protections. What's more, Merrill Lynch fully cooperated with SEC's investigation. They recruited an independent compliance consultant to review its compliance with the customer protection rules. So, being a responsible company, they agreed to pay $57 million in disgorgement and interest plus $358 million penalty. So you can see, Merrill Lynch is trying to address the consequences to maximize their desirability of this event, and which what we call enhancement. So we are passing to Dominic.
Merrill Lynch's 2007 annual report showed a net loss of $7,777 million compared to net earnings of $7,499 million in 2006 and $5,116 million in 2005. In the annual report, the management explained that the huge loss was due to a large amount of write-off in mortgages. Despite the huge loss, the management was trying to maintain stakeholders' confidence by using impression management. In the first place, the management attributed to the weaker business environment rather than its subjective cost of investing an unreasonable amount into collateralized debt obligations. In fact, the company has largely ignored the risks that might come with these CDOs, of which a lot of deals were doomed from the start. Actually, the management was trying to make excuses for this huge loss, and this is what has been called by Hugh Gentry in his theory as negative accounting. But overall, for all of the efforts that have been done, the main purpose is to protect the company's reputation. And next, we'll come to the final conclusion given by Leo.
Today we briefly explain that impression management is to influence observations and opinions to the company. Earnings restatement is a revision, how and why managers engage earnings restatement, and the case studies of how Merrill Lynch managed the impression by using addressing responsibility, addressing consequences, and also excuses. More detail and evidence will be shown in the report. And here are the references we are using in this presentation, and this is the end of the presentation. Thank you. Today we briefly explain that impression management is to influence observations and opinions to the company. Earnings restatement is a revision, how and why managers engage earnings restatement, and the case studies of how Merrill Lynch managed the impression by using addressing responsibility, addressing consequences, and also excuses. More detail and evidence will be shown in the report. And here are the references we are using in this presentation, and this is the end of the presentation. Thank you.